Welcome to the Rugby 100 Club. It's a new podcast, bro. I finally get to interview you.
Yeah, nice. So excited
It's
to
been a
have you
long
on.
time.
Good intro you've got there.
Haha! Thanks, man. Been working on this bad boy for a hot minute, man. Getting relaunch this Rugby 100 Club that Dickie and Graham used to do. I'm sure you remember your first 2 years with MLR.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. No, it's
So
good.
how you been, bro? Like I haven't seen you since Easter.
Yeah, no, I've been good, mate. Just keeping busy, helping out, doing some coaching in the college scene there, which has been
Yeah.
enjoyable and learning a lot. And then just trying to get the rig in as best shape as possible to kick off the season, you know?
Yeah, no, hey, I got some things I want to go over with you because I've been like waiting to just shoot the gift, bro. Like, how about the fact that a little after 2 weeks of us, you, Alicia, Jen, and I all having brunch for Easter, you proposed to the Queen.
Yeah, yep. Got engaged, and we've since gotten married now as well. So
Wow, that's
yeah,
congratulations, bro.
thank you. It's not a secret, but yeah, it's we tied the knot, and we're going to have a proper wedding going forwards. But yeah, we've got married there, so and it's going really well. Loving married life, and we're both very happy.
You guys are a good-looking couple, let alone like kind to each other. At least it appears that way from us. So I appreciate that,
Oh,
bro. Like, yeah, that's
she
what's up.
she helps me out with the looks a bit there, I reckon. One of my mates used to describe my face as like a fruit burst or a starburst that's been half chewed by kids. So it's pretty rough, you know.
Well, hey, how was it finishing up 24, the season of 24? I mean, you guys, Chicago made it to the playoffs, and that was a huge deal. I was waiting for it to be Seattle and Chicago in the championship, man. I was rooting for you all day, bro.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, obviously we got hot at the right time of the season and made a good run at it. Came up against obviously a strong New England side. I mean, they're doing the job at the moment, and obviously they went on to do the job in the final. And unfortunately, that was the end of the line for us this year. But I think if you look at where the Hounds came from their first year in the league and the progress that the club and the team made last season was substantial, and it's given us something to build on going into this season, right? So it's exciting times, and yeah, I mean everyone's just chewing at the bit to rip back in.
How were your feelings with Sam Harris stepping away?
It's an adverse situation to be in for both parties, right? I mean, obviously
Right.
immensely difficult for Sam. He's a great guy. It obviously didn't go the way he'd planned by any means. I think, at the time, I don't think our season had been, with the talent that we had in the group, I don't think we'd been achieving what we should have been achieving. And it's the nature of professional sports and professional rugby. So,
yeah.
I'm sure it was a tough time for everyone, and Sam's fallen on his feet. He's still in the league, which is awesome to see, and I'm sure he'll do a job at LA. And wish him and Bill all the best at LA for the season. But yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, I don't even know. Like, I think Sam's a great guy, and he's a player's coach. So, like, and that's a lot of talent to try and keep pleased and trying to make everybody happy. And you're not on top of it. You're not. It's not going as quickly in progress as everybody wanted or pushing for. And I can totally see where the politics could go absolute fucking sideways. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real, bro. Like, he was doing his best, but it just wasn't enough. At the same time, like, some personalities can just, I don't know.
Yeah, and hey, mate, it's the nature of the league too. I mean, nearly any week, any team can beat any other team.
Right.
And we lost a couple of tough games in there, and yeah, it was just a couple of tight games we shouldn't have lost, and that was the end result, which is a tough one, but yeah, we got to keep going forwards and win the next game, right?
I don't know about you. I'll say it out loud, dude. I'm excited as hell to see Chris behind the wheel because Latham was with us last season. I got to know him a little bit. Funny enough, I got to break bread, so to speak, with him after the Chicago game during the season
Mhm.
over there in that pub in the parking lot of all places, right? And I got to know him a little bit, got to see him through travel last year. He's going to be a great fit. I mean, I know he's an Aussie, not, poor Aussies, they can't all be Kiwis, bro. So,
Nah, it's all right. I mean, yeah, mate, I'm very excited. Obviously, I grew up watching Chris play. The All
yeah,
Blacks have had the wood over the Wallabies for probably the last 10 years or so, but I can still very vividly remember when Latho was playing fullback for the Wallabies and they were winning the Bledisloe and beating the All Blacks. So, grew up probably being like, that fucking guy playing for Australia, the fullback, he's pretty good. But, I think that also that breeds a lot of excitement in myself to get the opportunity to work with a coach that was a player and played to that level, and I grew up watching. So I'm just excited for the season ahead, and he's been awesome so far. So can't wait to see how we go.
absolutely, bro. So, hey, you know what? Let's talk about this, okay? So, if you notice, the ball displays are just for
Yeah, I
you.
like that. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
like, okay, so I make sure I got your ball that you gave me when we were hanging out, and then of course I got your pecking order here, coming from most recent on up,
Hey,
and
no,
then of
I
course
like that.
I got your kit over here,
I
just
appreciate the
showing
love, bro.
love.
That's awesome. That's
Oh
cool.
man, so
I need to get you a new ball. We've got a new ball design for our brand, so we need to look after you there. Get one of those sent your way once they touch down.
the next time I see you will possibly be in New Orleans when you guys go down there to play.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to be doing other stuff. I'm going around the country nowadays and making that the priority versus one team for one league.
Has supporters, I'll appreciate the connectivity and the sort of community that you're building there to be awesome.
That's the goal, man. Just keep on growing the word of rugby and showing people what it's about so they'll fall in love with it like the rest of us have. Some
Yeah.
of us are a little crazier than others, to say the least. For you playing it and having to be a nomad speaks volumes. And I really didn't realize how wild of a ride it is. Like, theory, hearing you guys talk about it, like yourself, and telling the story of like going from one place to another and pretty much living out of duffel bags is what it's been like for a lot of the players. Maybe not so much with you and Alicia being together, but man, it's wild how you guys can get called up and then like, hey, okay, perfect example. I do not know the gent's name, but there's a guy that just got called up to Chicago out of Utah. He's roommates with John Dupree, who's also a flanker, upcoming flanker, young blood, and they both were playing for Utah. He rented a car yesterday and is driving to Chicago right now, bro,
Yeah,
to come play.
that's how I got to New York too, from when I moved from Seattle. Yeah, I guess as a foreigner, you don't really have much here. So if you change team, it's a bit of a shift, and it's certainly a large country. I think it took about 4.5 days to drive to New York. 46 hours on
Wow.
the clock. We were sort of knocking out 4 hours a day, 10 hours a day. So it's definitely a journey, mate. But I think you sign up for it and you put your head down, and I guess at times the reward's obviously winning, but you do your job and you turn up to work every day, and the reward is getting to stay with the team for a few years and settle in for a bit. So loving that. Obviously, it was a tough time bouncing back from moving to New York, and then unfortunately what happened with rugby in New York. So it's definitely a
Yeah.
very tumultuous 18 months, I would say, but definitely enjoying a bit of consistency and loving it here with Chicago.
Yeah. And the whole like, Will is in New York, you're in Seattle, you get the contract to go over to New York. And then everybody's like, oh, the brothers going to play together. But nobody knew that Will had a contract to go back to Super Rugby. And like,
Yeah, mate. I knew. Yeah,
oh, of
yeah.
course you knew.
I knew early. He's done very well. He's with the Hurricanes now. He's coming off a little injury himself, but he's loving it there at the Hurricanes as well. And he cherishes his time in MLA. He loved it, and I'm sure we'll see him. He'll grace the fields of America one more time before he's done, I'm sure. So hopefully he has
Oh,
a big season. And maybe if we're lucky, we'll get to run on the same field again one more time.
oh, how fun would I? Man, I'll be there. That's all there is to that.
Well, one
That's
of the goals
too good.
we haven't all got on the same field at the same time. So we've been fortunate enough to play against each other or with each other. I've been fortunate enough to play with both of my brothers and against both of my brothers. So I'd love before it's all up and done for us to all get a run at once. A little 4-5-6 wouldn't be bad. There'd be not bad a bit of action there.
That'd be fun. I mean, I noticed that both your brothers played for the Hurricanes at some point, correct?
Yep. Yeah. So
Yeah.
James was there last season. He's off. He's gone to Japan now. He just got married himself. Just been over to New Zealand for James's wedding.
Okay, I was going to ask you which brother you just went and saw. Okay, so it is
Yeah.
James.
Yeah, went and saw James for his wedding. Will was obviously there, and he had a great wedding. And about 2 weeks later, chucked the family in a suitcase, and they went to Japan. And he's loving life there. He's had a great start to the season. So, as you touched on, though, there's a lot of moving parts. It's one of those careers where you have a lot of opportunities, and doors close and doors open, and
Yeah.
it's awesome, mate. I mean, there are challenges as there are with all parts of life, but you get to meet a lot of amazing people and play the game that we love with a lot of different people and learn off them. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I can only imagine what the three of you guys talk about around, like, say, the dinner table. Of course, me being American, I'm thinking Thanksgiving. We're all sitting down, grubbing, and just like, so what happened with your season, or what's going on with your season? And I just can only imagine, like, some of the war stories you guys can share, especially over a couple pints. My God.
Yeah, we have some good laughs. Most of it's still in a brotherly competition between us, to be honest. How fast are you running this? How strong are you doing that? How many tackles are you making in a game? Like, that's most of the
Oh,
chat trying to get one up on each other. I don't think that'll ever die out in our family. And honestly, we took the easiest thing for us to verse each other at's golf now. So it's normally go and have a game of golf, and the loser gets talked to them for the rest of the night.
love that shit. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, so have you been so, like, hey, you're coaching up at Siena College in Albany, New York, which happens to be the capital, which I'm curious, like, you've been in NYC, you've been in Chicago, you've been in Seattle. Like, tell us about Albany. Like, is that what kind of population we talking about?
Oh no, it's like the greater area is still pretty big, right?
Okay.
There's a lot of colleges up there, and there's a lot of rugby in upstate New York. They have a good amount of teams in that area. Saratoga, obviously, the Albany Knicks. There's 3-4 men's clubs teams. I'm sorry, I've definitely left some off there, but
No, you're
my
good, bro. Nobody's
my
testing
club
you.
rugby knowledge isn't perfect. But there's a lot of schools in upstate New York that play in that Liberty Conference that have a rich rugby history, and they're very bought into the game. It's just cool to be a part of that, and go to a different part of the world and see that rugby's going really strong and is on the up and up. And I must say, in that the NCR is doing a fantastic job of that. And for me, it's nice to be a part of, and give some rugby love back to the game, and hopefully equip some of the next generation with the tools to have the opportunity to play rugby and travel around like we have.
That's that man. I love that you're always giving back, dude, because we've talked about that. I mean, hence that's been the beginning of our friendship, is really grassroots and giving back, and then watching you, like, you know, do your thing, work your magic. I mean, last time you were in Washington, you were coaching Deschutes rugby, you and Ben
Yeah.
Sema, and you guys killed it. And then you both got contracts elsewhere and gone.
Yeah, yeah, it was tough. It was tough for them. It was a great time. That was sort of, I guess, it was all great to work with my old mate Ben, and obviously he went into coaching and went to DC and did a great job with their academy there for a couple of years too. But we've talked about it. We'd love to coach together again sometime, so we'll just see how everything goes.
Oh man, I'm excited for that. I mean, you guys are just both very kind souls. Yeah, but yet your personalities are so different. It's fun to interact with you both.
Yeah, I think we bounce quite well off each other's energy.
I can tell, man. Like, yeah, you both bring a different perspective and in a good light, no matter what. Have you been keeping up with any of the boys from Old Blue?
um, I keep in touch with Sammy Windsor very much so, and keep in touch with a couple of the boys that went to Old Blue and played. Mostly the guys that played at Ironworks. So still keep in touch with a few of them. Daquan, who actually came to Seattle, he's
Yeah,
a
Perry.
he's a fellow Eagles supporter with me. So big afternoon for us today.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Yeah. All right. Let's go. Little trash talking. What's up?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, got to have that, and obviously Sam Windsor, one of the goats of the game. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to keep in touch with Sammy.
Yeah, no, and Sam did a really good job while he was out here for his quote unquote last season of MLR. I say quote unquote because it's how do you keep that talent away from the
Hey,
the,
we got to find a way to
show?
keep him in the league.
No doubt, bro. I'm wondering if he's going to come back as like a coach of some sort because that would be proper.
Oh, we could start up an old boys league for him.
Yeah. He's so funny too, bro. Because like him and Mac Mason, they were at practice, and I was there, and Mac and Sam are both totally different personalities again, right? And Mac's like, "Hey, what's going on?" I was like, "You guys need a heckler in your life, because I love heckling some kickers, as
Yeah,
you know." And so Mac, is like, "All right, bring it," And I was like, "Okay, cool." So like, I'm just I'm talking my trash, talking about how his seams aren't right and all this, and and he went wide left. It went totally wide left. I was like, "Oh, you let me in, real estate, like free real estate, hey!" And then Windsor goes up, and I'm doing the same approach, and he is just like a robot, bro. He is just a seasoned vet. He's programmed. I mean, literally, his hands are moving like this, and he's like stepping backwards and stepping forwards, and he kicks it right through the uprights, like no big deal, just another day at the office. And like, I love it. I love that he can just focus so hard on that kind of stuff. I think
yeah.
about you and I talking about that one time, and it was on the perspective of if people should be quiet during the kick or not. Tell us about what it was like to play in the Christchurch area kind of thing, and the chainsaws is what I want to bring up.
Yeah, mate. Oh, growing up at home, obviously, like, there's always a thing in sports about being respectful and showing respect to the other side. And, a massive advocate for that. Always catch up with the other team after the game, have a beer, rah-de, rah-de, rah-de. But to me, honestly, when you're on the
Right.
field, more things go than go off the field. So, as long as the crowd's quiet for your own team kicking, absolute give it death to the other team. Like, you've come here to try and beat us at our home field. Like, why I don't know. It's a battle. It's a battle. So,
Yeah.
I think especially at home, high school rugby. Yeah, my big rival school, they had the bagpipes, we had a chainsaw. So there was definitely chainsaws and rubbish bins getting smacked to death when the other team were trying to kick. But you even look at in Canterbury, everyone boos. In Waikato, they ring cowbells. Some places are a bit more respectful, but look, mate, the best kickers in the world will tell you they don't hear a thing from the crowd when they're taking their shots at goal. So, if those guys can have those standards, I mean, that's what everyone needs to aim for, right?
Yeah, that's definitely the elevated level for sure, because I don't know how you do it, because I've asked you many times. Do does it have any effect on your game if the fans like myself, who are really obnoxiously loud, are like doing their chant, and you're like, bro, I don't hear.
Yeah, you honestly you don't hear much. Even when it gets occasional, the odd one you might hear is if you say you're on the bench and you're warming up and you get a little personal heckle as you're warming up by yourself. Definitely, probably hear those more than when you're in the battle, mate. You don't really hear much at all. But it's all fun. It's all part of the game. For me, I've always loved that engagement from the fans. Like, it's not that you need any more motivation, but if you do hear the odd spray at you or whatever, it's like, come on, then I'll show you.
Right? Kind of like going back to the dinner table with your brother. It's like, hold my beer. I'm going to do this.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's great, man. Well, I appreciate spending the time with us, and we're going to wrap this up and do the next thing
Sweet,
as we
bro.
talked about. So we'll go to the PC interview here in a second and
All right,
ask
I'll
you
watch
some
my
other
language. I'll
questions.
watch my language.
Well,
I think I only dropped one F bomb, didn't I? It's not too bad.
no, you're good. Like I did too. I just kind of want to make sure you felt comfortable with it.
No, no, I appreciate that, mate. I appreciate it. It's always nice. You know, you never know if stuff's going straight live or you're having a yarn or what I can say. So that was great. Thank you. Well done.
We'll take a little bit of a break and we'll be back.